Fiat Chrysler is making the wrong kind of automotive history today, ordered by the U.S. government to buy back hundreds of thousands of vehicles and pay a hefty fine for dragging its feet on recalls. And there's also new information emerging in the case of Kyla White. She's the pregnant woman who died when her Jeep was rear-ended and exploded into flames. Sean Lay is live in Southfield with more on this story. Sean?
Kimberly, the Center for Auto Safety says Kyla White, her Jeep was recalled and she tried to take it to a repair shop to get the fix, but apparently the parts simply weren't ready or they weren't in. She died in an absolutely horrible fiery crash. Now, the attorney for her family now suing Fiat Chrysler Automobiles has taken us inside this absolutely awful tragedy and what he's learned about it on the very day FCA has been hit with this record fine.
Nobody has this.
Attorney Gerald Thurswell is taking you inside his investigation into the horrible death of Kyla White. Kyla was just 23 and 8 months pregnant with her unborn son Braden when a distracted driver plowed into the back of her 2003 Jeep Liberty on the lodge last November. Kyla and baby survived the crash, but Kyla and her unborn son burned to death in the fire resulting from the crash. Kayla's Jeep was under a recall for having its fuel tank positioned in the very rear of the vehicle. Customers were told of a possible underbody fire.
What does that tell people? Are you going to be run into the dealership because you might have an underbody fire?
Today, the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration slammed Fiat Chrysler Automobiles with a record $105 million fine for not being urgent enough with their recalls and not fixing problems with their older model Jeeps fast enough. FCA has agreed to allow their customers to trade in their Jeeps at a fair market value that have the rear fuel tank. Still, FCA says their vehicles with that fuel tank in the back are safe compared to other models sold at that time, and that more protection to the tank is given if a rear hitch is installed.
The trailer hitch will remedy the defect in a low-speed crash. Therefore, they're telling you drive your vehicle on side streets where the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. Don't you dare get on the expressway and go to work. Don't you dare get on the expressway and take your kids to school.
Well, tonight, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles in part saying, quote, "We also accept the resulting consequences with renewed resolve to improve our handling of recalls and reestablish the trust our customers place in us." The feds ordering this company to offer a cash incentive for drivers of these particular Jeeps to come in and have the fix, or a cash incentive to come in and get a trade-in to get those vehicles off the road. Kimberly.
Sean, do we know if the government is going to seek any criminal charges in this?
You know, the Fed said today, no, they are satisfied with that whopper of a fine and also putting in place an independent monitor to watch Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, how they handle future recalls.
Yeah. All right, Sean, thanks.